back to another episode of the Sistah Talk podcast. I'm your host, Gold Chain Diva. This is my sister,
Miss BD, and y'all already know that's with a Z.
And we're just two sisters with a lot to talk about.
And we always got a lot.
We always got a lot to talk about.
Always.
Always. No matter how many days, how many weeks, how many months. We will always have something to talk about.
Absolutely.
Every single time.
Absolutely.
So what's been going on, sis? We kind of, I don't want to say deep in the 2024.
It feels like.
Yeah, listen, my cousin posted a status the other day that said it's been the first week of January for a whole month now. And I felt that. I felt that in my spirit.
Yeah, it's weird because, time has been going quickly. I feel like January has been dragging a little bit, and I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of ready to get out of January.
I'm not.
I am.
Listen, I remember when we said this last year.
Yes.
Oh, we so excited to go to Charlotte. I can't wait until June. Girl, June came and it's only December.
No, seriously.
So I want to take it slow.
Yeah.
And hit every mark I need to hit in 2024.
Right. So I guess the real question is not what's been up, but how has your 2024 been going so far since the new year?
Well, I want to, I guess, switch up the vibe because normally we talk about what's going on from week to week or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna just say that I'm gonna have a transparency moment.
Okay.
I've been in therapy since last year.
Yeah.
And I just want to take this moment to just tell everybody it really has been helpful for my life. Mm-hmm. It really has put me in a position where I can be clear with my thoughts, clear with my intentions, and really put me in that position now in 2024 where I can stay in no business. Mm-hmm. And just encourage, people who are out there that might be thinking about, going to therapy and needing somebody to talk to and, just to encourage them to take the extra step. Just because I have a great support system. Mm-hmm. I have friends that I can talk to. I have family that I can talk to.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's nothing like having somebody who's totally unbiased. Somebody who just don't know you, don't know them, don't know this, don't know that. And they can really look at it from a clear perspective and really give you a step-by-step to get out of whatever cycle that you may continue to go into. Mm-hmm. So that's just my transparency moment. I had an appointment on earlier this week, and it was a tough appointment, but I realized during that appointment that it's just as much as I talk to my friends about, it's a lot more that I hold deep inside.
Absolutely.
And so just having somebody to kind of just let that weight, just let it fall off of me, and just go on to them and just let them, I guess, provide comfort or clarity or validation or whatever it was that I needed in that moment. It was definitely, something that was needed for me because I didn't even realize how much I've really just been carrying on my shoulders and not really paying attention to.
Absolutely. So. Well, I'm happy that your journey is going, well. Not only do I have you as a friend that's going through therapy, I have another friend that, talks to a therapist as well. And it's giving me the motivation. I know I said, on our last season that I wanted to, do that. But I say a lot of things to never get it done.
Look, I'm about to say, because you said it before I did.
I said it before you did.
I just got to my breaking point and felt look, I don't have nothing else left to do.
Yeah.
I can't. Because, I always say, God is the center of my life. And I pray and I ask God for help, whatever. And, God has helped me. But I think it gets to a certain point that, because we are human and we are in the physical form, I need somebody who God has used as a vessel to work through and help me the rest of the way.
Absolutely.
So I hope you, do that for yourself because you're my friend that I think I put a lot on.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of other people do that as well.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you need that outlet as well.
I do. Listen, you're having a transparency moment. I'm gonna have a transparency moment before we spill the tea. So, I no longer work 2 jobs.
They tried, my good sis.
Listen, and I feel like so far in 2024, I've done nothing but call you and be like, listen, I'm standing on business. 2024
because we ain't got time to be wasted.
I don't want to waste no time.
Time is money.
Yes, time is money, and just my peace overall, I'm not playing with this year at all. So that second job wasn't serving me. Mm-hmm. Sometimes money's not everything. Mm-hmm. I'd rather just rock out with my full-time job, but I had to let it go. Mm-hmm. Bye. So, I feel wonderful about it, and I'm ready to tackle the rest of 2024. So.
Yeah, because I mean, I think we're both starting off in a great place. You know, you got a lot of good news that's carrying over into the new year, and it's only up from here. And me, I guess I will share a little bit of an update. I did, get into the film schools that I was telling you about. Yes. So, sis will be taking her program soon to get her accreditation and all that good stuff, to get them credentials, so I can be out here being Spike T. But I know Tiana Taylor already coined it, but I can be Spike T.
Listen, I love it. Spike T. I love it. And congratulations on that. And I can't wait to see where that goes. So you're welcome. So I think it's time to spill the tea. Spill the tea, y'all. First of all, on our list of spill the tea.
I don't even want to talk about this.
Everybody knows listen, this is the thing. When I first seen about Stanley Cups, I was just like, okay, what's the big hype about it?
Right.
I did not know that they sell them at Starbucks. I didn't know that. I felt like Starbucks had their own type of cup.
They do.
Right. So I did not know that they also sell Stanley Cups.
The thing about Stanley Cups is that's the power of marketing. Because they weren't sold at Starbucks. Stanley Cups basically saw an opportunity.
And jumped on it.
And jumped on it pretty much. They basically saw that their typical demographic was the working man, the man who had a canteen working in the construction field or whatever, and that's only so big of a market and so big of a niche. And they saw this craze of all these women that love these cups. Yeah, let's tap into that. And so what they did was they decided to partner with Starbucks. And it's history from there.
Right, exactly. So that brings me back to the Stanley Cups. They had this special color, pink and red, for Valentine's Day. And I remember seeing it on TikTok. People are going crazy about it. People are standing in a line outside of Target.
Like they waiting for Jordans, my guy. Hold on, I gotta listen. I'm not even going to say this because it was some of this out there.
Listen, it was. Okay.
Listen, y'all foolish.
Listen,
first of all, I've never, you're a sneakerhead, so maybe you have waited on a release in your life.
No.
But me personally, I have never camped out and waited for a thing in my daggone life. Yeah. And if I did, it would never be a cup. Gotcha. I can promise you it would never be a cup.
Definitely not a cup.
They were stampeding.
People were putting Stanley Cups underneath of their arms, and they were running through the door, and people were getting tackled. Fighting, arguing, this is just too much over a cup. Yeah. And I didn't really understand. So I was talking to my boyfriend about it, and he was like, well, did you know that cup, you can sit a Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and it fits, and I didn't even, first of all, he was teaching me something new. I'm like, how did you know that? And he was like, well, I seen. That's what some people are doing.
What's the purpose?
I don't know. I don't get it. So I was just like, well, why? Why?
I don't even understand that. Let me go get my personal little Ben & Jerry's and sit it in this cup. How about you just sit it in your lap and eat it?
Exactly. I don't know. People, and on top of it, they said the main reason why people were going crazy over the Stanley Cups now is because we're in this day and age, and I feel like this carried over to 2024. We're in this age where influencers influence people. Yeah. And because they're seeing influencers on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, getting these cups.
It's increasing the urgency for it.
Yeah, the marketing is ridiculous.
Listen, all I'm going to say is this episode is going to prove that not only were they trying to fit all this foolishness into 2023, that last little bit, 2024 they on some craziness this year. Yeah. So if this is how we starting in the first week, I'm scared to see how the rest of the year gonna be.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, me too. Seriously.
Because this whole cup situation threw me off.
I'm not really understanding the hype, but to each their own.
Yeah, to each their own, because I'm sure there's another thing that I might purchase that other people may not understand. Yeah. So, we're going to let them have their little moment. Yeah. But fighting and stampeding,
absolutely not. Yeah, super
for
crazy.
A cup.
Super crazy.
You look wow. That's all I'm going to say. Wow.
Yes.
Well, like we said, it's a whole bunch of foolishness going on already this year. Absolutely. Darius McCrary, a.k.a. Eddie Winslow from the Family Matters, A lot of people don't know, and I just recently honestly found out that he was married to Superhead, aka Corinne Stevens.
Did not know he was married.
He was married to her.
Definitely thought it was a girlfriend.
Listen, he was married to her from 2009 to 2011 for 2 whole years, and they apparently have a child together.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. So we want to bring up Mr. Darius McCrary because he recently did an interview where he talked about, like, they asked him, like, why do people get so surprised when, you know, we say, oh, you got Superhead? Like, why do they think he shouldn't have got Superhead? And he basically told them, well, that's because I gave her the best head. I gave her better head than she ever gave me. And I'm like, sir.
I just feel like that was so inappropriate. Like, I'm not even
Listen,
gonna lie.
but hey, we when you say Superhead, I mean, anything goes at that point.
And I get it, but it's just like, come on, let's have some food.
Listen, I don't mean no harm. It tickled my soul. It tickled me.
First of all, he doesn't even look like he... Sometimes it's hard to separate the actor from the real person, because how he portrayed, what he played on, you know, Family Matters. Sorry, I couldn't get it out. Family Matters is just not who I see saying, well, I gave her better head than she gave me.
Well, the thing about it is, and I can totally understand that, and I agree, but I guess the reason why I can see it is because I've seen him in so many other things.
What has he...
Since then.
Really? Like, what have I missed that he's been on?
Well, so I'm not going to say that you missed, because probably they missed you.
Yeah.
Because a lot, you know me, I'm into a lot of different things.
You are tuned in.
And I vouch for the All Black channel.
I don't have that.
I vouch for the All Black channel.
Yeah.
So there's don't get me wrong, there's a lot of, you know, low budget situations that he's in. But there's this one particular show on the All Black channel called Monogamy. Oh my God. That was the whole reason why I subscribed to the All Black channel today. Is because I started watching it and I was like, yo, I gotta finish this. Like, I gotta finish it. And I had to buy the subscription to finish. So just seeing him in the different roles that he has played over the years outside of that, he definitely plays the bad boy role these days. Okay. But in that clip, I like I said, I was totally tickled by that. Because it was like you could tell he was trying to troll the conversation. Like, he know what the girl was known for. Yeah. And basically he like, look, I grabbed Shorty up because I could give her something that, you know, she couldn't get nowhere else.
So is that like a testosterone kick that he needed to prove?
Like, did he only get on his chest for a minute?
Yeah, did he only
talk your shit, Mr. Eddie Winslow. Talk your shit. You got Superhead. And so did other people.
Listen, definitely.
But you was the only one who put the ring on it, okay?
Which is...
Crazy.
Crazy. Why?
Hey, apparently she gave him something that he couldn't, get nowhere else. So.
But as you can see, that's not all that matters because they're divorced.
Yeah, they are divorced. And it was said that, like, you know, she had her no tell-all book or whatever. She had made claims that he actually put his hands on her, but then later came back and said that she was lying. So who knows what was going on? But I do know that he was advised before he married her to not do it. He did it anyway.
He was advised to not marry her.
Yeah. He was advised to not marry her because of who she was and who she's been involved with and stuff like that. Like, you heard the saying, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Listen, and he tried.
You can't turn a superhead into, I don't even know.
Listen, to a super wife, that ain't gonna happen.
That's not happening.
Ain't gonna happen at all.
Lord.
But yeah, craziness. Yeah. 2024, we just... Let's keep going. On the first day of 2024, like hours before we bring in the new year, an Atlanta church, pastored by Pastor William Murphy, went viral because in the church service they was in there, man, I got that swag.
Oh yeah.
and walk it out.
Jesus walked it out.
Listen.
The Lord's walking it out.
Had the nerve to say, and walk it out in the 2024.
Listen.
I'm like...
If, I'm not even going to lie, if that came on and I was in church,
I would walk out. I'm not even going to hold you. I would walk out.
I would definitely hit a... And then I would walk out. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that is insane.
I would walk out. I would walk out. I get what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
But I think they missed the mark.
I got you.
And the reason why, like, I understand, like, my thing is, I think it's not the problem that they was walking it out. It's not a problem that they was swag surfing. But the problem was the fact that it was secular music. Mm-hmm. Like, they could have, you know, played any type of gospel song or something like that and just had a little moment or whatever and could have just rocked it out. But that wasn't the case.
Yeah, he went all out.
I think even if, you know, it wasn't the setting. If this was a celebration to bring in the new year and it wasn't in the sanctuary and we hit the walk it out real quick, that's different.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're in a sanctuary, we're at the altar, we're in this sacred space where we supposed to be worshiping and praising God, but now because we got walk it out and swag surf, your mind ain't fixed on God at that point.
Yeah, no.
Not whatsoever.
Definitely not.
The praises ain't going up. So, sir, you missed the mark with that one. I'm sorry to tell you that. I'm sure there was a lot of people who had a good time because they, you know, probably wish they were outside partying somewhere. But yeah.
They said, forget Saturday and the Sunday. We bring in Saturday to Sunday.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they did.
Good Lord.
But on to the next foolishness that happened in 2024. We're like, technically, at this point, guys, we're only 11 days in.
And it's already... I'm ready for 2025.
Girl, listen, you keep saying that. Don't listen. Let her year go fast. Let mine go slow.
Listen, I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. But
anyway, I know you all heard, and we gotta talk about it.
Please say this name for me. Please.
We gotta talk about it.
Please say this name.
They don't even know his name. They call him Leaping Larry in the streets.
First of all, that's childish. I never even heard that, and that's hilarious.
They call him Leaping Larry. Look, Leaping Larry is what they call him. But his real name is the Oprah Redding. 30-year-old man that jumped on a judge named Mary Kay Holthus.
Listen, Holthus.
And y'all saw that man jump across that bench, so y'all know who we talking about.
I felt like he was doing the long jump. I swear to gosh, there's no way. Like, that's a tall man. The fact that he leaped like that and already leaped behind to jump on her, I was like, what is this man
Listen,
doing?
because in my mind I'm thinking, how did this happen? Because for him to get that type of trajectory, he had to get up on the table and his knees had to be locked down and then he had to propel himself. So that means, like, how did y'all let this man get up on this table or whatever he jumped off of? There's no way.
It's funny. Listen, I was even going to say, you know, in no way, shape, or frame is this funny, but this is funny. This is funny. I'm not holding back my laughs. I do feel bad for the judge.
Because she got hurt. No, she really did get hurt.
No, I know she got hurt. First of all, they couldn't get him off of her. That's first thing first. He was beating her. And then you see, like,
somebody else went to the hospital too. It was a couple people that got hurt.
Well, the DA was beating him too. Like, once and they're like telling him the cop is beating on him. Like, he really latched on for dear life.
Because he was like, this chick ain't about to play with me.
Listen,
she ain't about to keep playing with me, playing in my face.
She did snicker a little bit.
Did she?
She did.
I didn't catch that.
She said, I just can't let this go. Like, to anybody that's about to get timed, that shit's not funny. That's not funny.
The furthermore to this situation. So let's give them the details. Let's give them the details. Because y'all know this man that leaped over the thing, but do y'all know the ins and outs of what was going on? So one, he was there because he was a 3-time felon. He was there to fight a charge on attempted battery with substantial harm. Now, since he attacked the judge, he's now being charged with battery on a protected person, and battery on a protected person resulting in substantial bodily damage. So basically the same thing that he was in there fighting, he just proved her point, to be honest.
And then
he just proved her point.
And to stand there and be like, you know, because we had this conversation in my household, which I felt like it was kind of interesting because you have somebody actually, not to put y'all business out, love y'all to death, but we have 2 people that have been to jail before, and they've been in that situation. You know, Malcolm's like, well, she deserved it. And I said, how dare you say that?
Of course, from that perspective, you would think that she deserved it. Because, like, I mean, like, from the outside looking in, you like, the fact, like, what she said is why you can think, oh, she deserved it. It's because of what she said. I cannot let this go. But I understand. Because when this man had a record, first of all. But the thing that I think is being ignored is that basically he was seeking probation because he was telling the judge this is what triggered him. He was telling the judge that he had mental health problems and he was a person who never tried to stop doing the right thing. And he said no matter how hard it was. And then his lawyer said that he was diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. So he has a reason as to why he's like that. So he was basically trying to cop the insanity plea. Now, I definitely feel like it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Fuck them.
So we know several times before where they use that as an excuse for their people, because we've seen how many serial killers get off on that type of, plea or whatever. Basically saying, I'm insane, I don't know what I'm doing, whatever.
Yeah.
So my thing is, low key, it's off balance, because if it was one of her own, would she have taken that stance? Would she have took his mental health situation more seriously if it was one of her own? Probably. So I do feel like, that probably would have triggered me too if I was him. It would have triggered me real bad, because I would have been like, ma'am, you're not listening to me.
Right.
You're not hearing me. You're not seeing me.
Yeah.
You're just basically looking at my history and just saying, you know what? Nope.
Yeah.
So, hey, in his mind, he's probably thinking, I'm going down regardless, so I might as well go down.
I'm about to make it worth my while. And that's exactly what he did.
That's exactly what he did. We got a good laugh out of it.
Man, I was...
Because I ain't never, in all my days...
all my life.
All my 31 years of living, I ain't never seen no crap like that.
Listen, never in my life. And it's crazy how they brought him back out for his second... arraignment with the mask over his face and the gloves on his hands.
Now I did not see that.
And the handcuffs on him.
So they made sure he ain't had no opportunity.
Oh my gosh! And then he had like 6 cops around him, and I'm just like, buddy, you need a hug. Like that's a lot.
Damn.
That's a lot. That'll mess somebody up mentally. Oh, I felt bad, but you know.
Yeah, and then we saw our girl chime in, Judge Judy.
First of all, I don't like Judge Judy. I'm going to say it. I don't like you, Judy. Hopefully I never have to come see you, but I don't like you. Second, she has a slick mouth.
She does.
And this her statement proves it. Oh, he should have been shot.
But did you read the comments?
What was the comments?
Listen, you got to read the comments.
What was the comments?
So I understand, like it's always a two-sided thing, especially with the internet. You have to look at every story from 2 perspectives, because you only saw that clip of her saying he needed to be shot, and you already formed an opinion.
I did.
But did we think about the fact that like she's a like it says she's a judge is a protected person, an officer of the court. They are protected, so technically he should have been shot. There shouldn't have been no opportunity for him to even get that close to that lady, to be honest.
I understand that part, but I just don't like it.
I get where we coming from, because it's like he's a black man, you went straight to being shot or whatever.
Yeah.
I get it, but at the end of the day, in my mind, I'm thinking, we talked about my blue privilege. My blue privilege is saying, how did he get that close to that damn lady?
I don't know. I feel like with her being well known with who she is, she could have used a better choice word than to just say, hey.
Well, honestly, for her platform, she should have chose to spoke about the facts about this man's mental health and talk about the fact that he reacted based off of his circumstance.
Because at the end of the day, I'm not even gonna lie to you, mental health doesn't get taken as serious as it needs to get.
Well, and especially not in the black community.
Definitely not. And we're looked at to be, strong, and we don't have no issues. So with that being said, yeah, I definitely hopefully from now on this proves that they need to listen to what the plaintiff has to say. You know what I mean? Listen to what he has to say, because it's important. I don't know. I didn't hear that part where he said that he had mental health. And he told her that. I really didn't hear that. So maybe that's only me knowing a little bit of the information and going off with my opinion. Because I felt it was crazy. I don't know. I felt like her saying that was insane, but
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is insane. And thinking about this story, and I'm only bringing this up because I literally just watched this movie, but All Eyes on Me, the Tupac movie. It just reminded me of that scene when, because he's telling the story from his perspective when he was in jail or whatever, and basically when he got sentenced, when they showed him getting sentenced. When the judge asked him, do you have anything else that you want to say to the court before you get taken away? And he said, sir, you ain't looked me in my eyes not one time the whole time I've been here. You haven't looked at me. You haven't seen me, da da da. And that's what I feel with this case. I feel like it's exact identical where they look at us, they sum us up for who they see in front of us, what they see on a paper, and who they think that we are versus who we actually are and what we're saying to them. And so I understand why that man was triggered. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say that lady should have got her ass beat and should have ended up in the hospital and all that other stuff. Yeah. But I will say that I understand why he was triggered.
And I'm gonna be a little bad right now by saying this, but she wasn't that hurt. She was back in court.
Well, she didn't get hurt the most. It was one of the other people who actually had to go to the hospital and had to get stitches and stuff like that.
So this is alright.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen.
I'm sorry, but
you live to see another day sometime.
Right. Exactly.
Well. It's time for...
What is it time for?
Conspiracy.
Let's go, y'all. All right. So what we got on conspiracy talk?
Listen, we haven't... I feel like I've been chilling on the conspiracy talk.
Yeah, because I feel like conspiracy talk is your thing. And you really be coming through with the conspiracies, and I like it. It just makes me excited.
Listen,
so
it does make me excited, but I had to chill out because, people started thinking I was a little crazy. Like I wear a little tinfoil hat outside of this show, and I had to, chill off of it for a second because... Well... Y'all don't appreciate
the conspiracies.
I do. So I needed to starve y'all a little bit so y'all can crave what I'm about to tell y'all right now.
Listen, let's hear it.
All right, so I heard Oprah. We talked about Oprah with Color Purple and all that stuff. Her little beef with Taraji or whatever. Yes, it's this video going around. Y'all probably saw it. It's a video going around of her right now. She's at a speaking engagement and she's walking across the stage talking about, whatever inspirational message she's talking about. And then they point out this green orb. And if anybody, you know what an orb is.
Yes, I do.
So basically an orb, they say, it's like a spirit. Mm-hmm. And I see orbs all the time, so I don't know. I believe it. I do believe it. But nonetheless, so you see this orb come across right behind her head, and then literally 2 seconds later, it looks like this thing probably, and she fell. She bust her whole behind on that stage.
So here's my definition of what wellness means to me. This is my definition, not yours. Just an idea, because you're going to be defining it for yourself. Wellness to me means all things in balance. And balance doesn't mean all things are equal or at peace at all times. Shoes. You have to name.
And I do believe it was somebody there that pushed her behind.
Me. Me. I was the orb, okay? No.
Listen, she was over there projecting herself to where Oprah was at. Like, I'm going to get this day.
Listen, I'm going to get this lady. First of all, I was
a nasty person.
Absolutely. Listen, you know how you, sometimes when you're thinking something and then you trip over something or you step on something and you hurt yourself and you're like, God don't like us.
At all. Listen, not even in your thoughts.
That's one of them. That's one of them things. I was really happy to see her trip.
Really got a whole Cheshire Cat smile on her face right
yes,
now.
I do. I was really happy to see her trip. It really made me feel good on the inside.
It made me feel bad a little bit, just a little bit, because Oprah is low-key old now. So I was just like, I just pictured my grandmother and somebody falling. And I was like, oh.
No, listen, I'm not going to lie to you, though. With seeing her in the press for The Color Purple, Sis is looking really, really good.
I mean, they say the baby's blood.
Listen, we're on conspiracy
talk. Conspiracy or not,
for real. Because I heard about her sucking the baby's energy and all.
I'm about to say, and a lot of people in Hollywood do it. They actually sell that's what they do without placenta and stuff in the hospital. For those that don't know, you can keep your placenta. You just gotta make sure you got the stuff to transport it and do all the stuff you do. Because think about it, what are they doing without placentas when it's gone?
Right.
It has so many nutrients, so they use these placentas. They use unborn babies and all types of other stuff for that stuff, and that's how people in Hollywood age backwards.
Listen, I know we weren't. She she isn't supposed to be on Conspiracy Talk right now, but the same person looking really, really good for their age. And I mean, we already know black don't crack. But Miss Beyonce, have you recently seen a picture of her? I seen the picture of her on Instagram. She was going to somebody's 80, had a 80 theme like birthday party or something like that. It was her and Jay-Z. And I said, first of all, she's looking different. She looks younger. I said,
well, that's because she probably got a million and one clones too.
Listen, that part.
Look, which bee we sending out today? Homecoming bee, social affairs bee.
Listen, seriously. Scary to think about.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I thought you was gonna say Vivica Fox, to be honest.
I haven't seen her.
Listen,
I haven't seen
this
her.
is not a conspiracy, but it fits. Because we talking about Taraji and Oprah and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't see that. I didn't do my research on this yet, so don't quote me because I'm gonna give y'all information on this on another episode. But Vivica was asked in an interview about how she felt about the comments that Taraji made about being paid unfairly in Hollywood, and she said that was not her experience. On to other conspiracy talks. We've talked about. Listen, I'm excited. This is the real one. Listen, I had to throw Oprah in as a little fun one to give y'all that little fun one, but no, we talked about Project Bluebeam.
Yes.
We've talked about how the world is going to end because apparitions and signs and wonders is going to be in the sky. Well, this apparition called Skyman. Now, this is something totally different. I'm going to have to show you this because I did not send it to you.
Okay.
But how we saw like the whales and stuff floating in the sky, like that stuff, you can clearly be like, that's animated.
Yeah.
But this particular thing,
the real.
It was somebody had captured with their camera, like, it was like a thunderstorm.
Okay.
In the video, you see like every time the lightning flashes or whatever, it's like this like black like silhouette of a man just walking, and you just saw it. It looks eerie.
Oh, holy fucking shit, guys!
I think power adjust.
Oh no! Holy fucking shit! I don't think we're gonna be able to get video of it because it's not rain wrap.
Oh,
Holy fuck!
no, I don't know.
Yeah, that's insane. First of all, hopefully I wouldn't be on candy when I see that because I might trip out.
Now listen.
Oh my gosh. Like that was just, no, that looked like a real person. Holy smokes.
And so I think the whole thing, for those who didn't watch the episode where we talked about Project Bluebeam, basically it's a conspiracy theory about the end of the world, that we're just going to see an apparition in the sky, and we're going to be in all this havoc in the world, and this thing is going to be our savior, and we just going to believe in it, da 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 da. So my thing is, I just feel like they just testing the software, seeing how it works, getting us used to seeing crap in the sky, and then one day, and the way AI is going, people can't tell AI no more. Like we live in a day and age right now, and I know I'm going off on a tangent. We live in a day and age right now where you cannot believe anything on the internet, not even a video. Like when they be saying, "Oh, this person talked out about their divorce and da 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 da," unless you see that person say it with their mouth, don't believe it. And even then, you still gotta question it because they got software in there that can change your voice, and they got software that can make you look like somebody. Because right now, there's a woman online that puts this AI generation on her face that makes her look like Krishan. So there's so many things. You gotta question everything at this day and age. Do not take everything for face value. There's a lot of y'all that like to read stuff on Facebook and believe it immediately. Question everything.
Good Lord.
Conspiracy or not.
Listen, she got me in my head again, y'all. It never fails. Lord Jesus.
Conspiracy
Or not. What?
If you see something in the sky, send it to me.
Please.
So listen, you start saying, because there has been people saying they see things in the sky lately. Listen, call me crazy if you want to. Call me crazy if you want to. I don't give a damn. I'll take that charge.
Good Lord. Well, let's go on to our topic for the episode. Let's talk about Mr. Katt Williams.
Katt.
Let's talk about Katt Williams. First of all, he did an interview with, and what is that dude's name? Because I didn't know him until I watched this.
Listen.
I didn't.
I'm not judging you.
I didn't.
I'm not judging you only because he's an athlete.
Okay.
He's an ex-football player.
Got you. For who?
So he played for the Broncos many years.
Okay.
And I know him specifically, story time, because he played for Baltimore. He played for the Ravens at a certain point.
Oh, okay.
So when I was growing up and I was in elementary school, I actually got a chance to meet him, at a function or something like that was going on. So
wow.
I only knew of him back then because of that.
Okay.
But I'm a connoisseur of podcasts. Okay. So I already was watching Club Shay Shay.
Okay. And I felt that name really has me reeled in. I like it. Now, what is his name?
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp. And I just like that.
So I'm surprised you didn't see him on Undisputed with Skip Bayless. When they go back and forth, him and the old white man, they go back and forth.
And they're yelling at each other?
Yes.
Yeah, slightly, but I never paid it any attention. I'm not even going to lie to you. So,
I got you.
He was on his show. And I mean, let's just say this. I would have called it a Katt Williams tell-all, because what didn't he talk about? He talked about...
He came off the gate.
Listen, he was not...
He had a ransom on everybody in Hollywood.
Yeah, he did. And honestly, the number one thing that reels me in with Katt Williams is he is very...
storyteller.
He is an amazing storyteller, and he is super intellectual. Yeah. How he...
He enunciates.
He's not dumb, and... That is refreshing to me as a comedian, because like you said, he's a great storyteller. Comedians have to be amazing storytellers so you can get the joke and you can think they're funny. So with this interview, I was cracking up the whole time. I'm not sure about you. I thought he was very, very funny in the things that he was saying, but there was a lot of truth to it. And I mean, who didn't he come at? Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer.
Phase on love. Cause you are fat phase on live.
Listen, he was really coming at people.
Listen.
He was coming at their integrity. He was coming at the fact that people just like to jab their mouths, just to jab their mouth, and they can't stand on it.
I loved it, and I'm gonna tell you why I loved it. So I did crack up the entire time. So as a fan of Club Shay Shay, like I said, I've watched literally every episode since this day when the show started airing. So I've seen the interviews that he did with Cedric the Entertainer. I've seen the interviews that he did with Omarion and all these other different comedians and everything that Katt Williams talked about. And so for nothing else, when we're talking about comedians, we gotta judge the funny effect. Are you funny or are you not? And I looked at every last one of those people that came on his show prior to Katt Williams, and they were so uptight.
Really?
They were very uptight.
Yeah.
They came, they told their story, and they bowed out. But Katt Williams, to me, did what none of them did, which was reminded us how funny he is.
Yeah.
Because he had me bugging.
Yeah, I think...
hold on, before you go on to that thought.
Yes.
The thing that had me bugging the most was when he said Cedric the Entertainer was sitting there like a walrus. I lost it. I said, no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, he kind of does look like...
Don't do my setting bed like that.
Listen, and I like Cedric the Entertainer. Like Barbershop, I feel like is one of his classic,
I think that, but everything he said though, just because also for me personally, I'm a connoisseur of comedy. I love comedy. Ever since I can remember, I was watching Comic View, Def Comedy Jam, Who Got Jokes with Bill Bellamy. Like, I saw all these comedians as they was coming up.
Yeah.
Even Lil Duval, when he had the braids, before they even knew, smile, bitch.
Yeah,
like,
smile, bitch.
I love comedy. So I got to see the evolution of everything. And so, like, just to hear him, I can understand what he's saying. Because I know each individual story. Like, I know what Steve Harvey said his story was. And his come up. And how he got put on and stuff like that. And it definitely makes sense. Because, like, honestly, let's think back to Kings of Comedy. You seen Kings of Comedy.
Yeah, somewhat.
But can you remember laughing?
Not really.
The only person you laugh at is the greatest who ever done it, my favorite comedian, Bernie Mac.
Yeah. There was two things that when listening to his interview, that I was just like, I kind of agree with. The first thing was Kevin Hart. I've been to see Kevin Hart. Was I laughing the whole entire time?
No.
Not really.
It's always the underground. It's always the underground comedians. That's why I always tell you, Tay, you have to go with me one time to the comedy bar.
Yeah.
Because you, on these big arenas where they selling out arenas, the only one that's probably selling out arenas that's going to make you laugh probably is Katt Williams. And
listen, from this interview, I would love to go see him.
Yeah.
A stand up from him. I think I would enjoy myself.
So, out of everybody that he talked about, well, it was a joke because Mike Epps did say, well, damn, Katt, you ain't mentioned my name, good or bad, da 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 da. But he did low-key mention him just a little bit when he was talking about Friday. But I saw Mike Epps in comedy.
Okay, yeah.
Stand up. And I didn't think he was funny.
I know, like, so Kevin Hart has the Cut Boys that come out before his performance. Me and Malcolm enjoyed the Cut Boys way more than we enjoyed. And I hate saying that, Kevin, because I like you. I think you're funny sometimes, but we enjoyed seeing them more than we enjoyed
because
seeing him.
To be honest, the Red Cup Boys is probably more relatable.
Yeah.
Because they're still on the come up.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart at this point in life, he made he said he industry plant.
Yeah.
So at this point, we can't relate to really nothing that Kevin Hart is saying no more. Yeah. Because he's Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
We need to relate to the people at the bottom. To this day. So, like, I've seen several comedians. I've seen Marlon Wayans. I've seen Damon Wayans. I've seen Mike Epps. Even with all those big names. First of all, and he didn't say nothing about Marlon Wayans, but that's my baby.
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans had me bugging. Yeah. Even when I saw him in person and he filmed his special and put it out on Netflix, and it was the same exact jokes that I heard at the thing, and I still laughed. Yeah. The crap was funny. Yeah. But to this day, even beyond that, one of my favorite comedians that I've ever seen that I didn't even think I was going to laugh like that with is Lavelle Crawford. A lot of people don't know Lavelle Crawford. I'm going to show you who Lavelle Crawford is. But he's a bigger guy. He's been in the game for a minute. Just like how he said names like Earthquake and stuff like that. Those comedians deserve a lot more attention. Lavelle Crawford had me almost like in tears. For real, like I was about to pee on myself. Oh my gosh, I was dying watching him. Yeah. Like, so I get what he's saying. Like, when you really think about it, Steve Harvey has never really made me laugh. I can't think of one iconic Steve Harvey saying, but if we talking Steve Harvey show, break me off a piece.
Now, y'all, I'm sorry.
Break me off a piece of that phone. And if you're not a Steve Harvey fan, you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Listen, so you're not a Steve Harvey fan?
I guess I'm not.
But yeah, like, Lavelle Crawford had me in tears. Like, we gotta talk about Dion Cole when we bring up the conversation of funny, comedians. And I think Dion Cole, he's been getting more shine than he ever has because, he was on Blackish, he was on Grownish. Like, he, went on to do so many other things after that. Even with female comedians, like, you gotta even go beyond Tiffany Haddish. Yeah. You gotta, like, I mean, come on now. Yeah. Even, what's her name? Lunel is getting a lot more shine now.
Right. I don't know. Tiffany Haddish is okay.
Tiffany Haddish is, like he said, can you pick out one Tiffany Haddish line out of all her stand-ups or anything she's ever done? All you can say is, she ready. That's all you can say.
Right.
That's all you can say.
Yeah.
But let's think about Katt Williams and all his roles. Listen, we was just having a discussion about this last night, where I got ate up because I consider Friday After Next to be a Christmas movie.
Okay. He said,
It is a Christmas
he said,
movie.
I am a man.
Look, I'm a boy, Damon. Look, I'm a boy. Listen, that's my favorite line of that daggone movie.
Oh, and the fact that to find out that Katt really can run, like he really is a runner.
I saw him when he was at the basketball court and he was getting it. Like, sir, get your life.
I just can't. He's very Katt Williams.
Yeah, protect that man at all costs, man.
Absolutely.
Because I love the fact that everybody ran to his side and really, vouched for him and said, yeah, Katt really standing on business. Like what he said he did.
Yeah.
And he's very humble because even in the process of telling us what he has done to help other people, he still didn't beep his own horn. He still didn't give the details. He still didn't have to, big it up no bigger than what it was.
Wow.
And a lot of people came to him and said, yeah, Katt helped me with this. Katt did this for me. Katt did this. Katt did that.
Well,
Proof is in the pudding.
I was about to
Speak
say
for
that.
itself.
The proof is in the pudding. So, Katt, tip my hat off to you because, listen, I don't know. I feel like he deserves a lot more credit than
He absolutely does. The
Yeah,
one
he
role that when he was talking that I forgot about but had me, well, it was two things. That one that he brought up, and it was one I saw on TikTok that reminded me. First Sunday with Ice Cube and Tracy Morgan. Bro,
He
when I
made
tell
that
he
movie.
made listen,
Yeah, if
that
it wasn't for him, that movie would be terrible.
has me in tears.
Yeah, because he's funny.
I be in tears
He's
watching
funny.
him.
He's really funny in that movie.
Cause he's kooky.
Yeah, he is. He is. I
And
can agree
then
with
his
that.
role on My Wife and Kids, where he was trying to say he was Junior's dad.
I don't think I remember seeing that.
Girl,
Was that funny?
hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
I'll never forget. I own your big head. I own you. And if you know,
You know, yeah, definitely. That's funny.
Listen,
So,
but Mr. Katt Williams, man, listen, that's how you do a show. That's how you run up these numbers on these fools.
Oh my
and
gosh.
secure the bag.
Definitely.
Listen, I'm sure at this point we're going to see a lot more from Katt Williams.
I bet
because
he's gonna come
go
out
up
with
in popularity. Yep.
He's gonna come out with a show sooner or later.
Got to. He got to. And we paying attention. And there's one last thing. Because I watched the show Atlanta.
Okay, I don't think I've ever heard of
Well, he talked a little bit about his role on Atlanta and how he, basically he talked several times about, his involvement in the characters, how to develop them, how to really take on their personas and stuff like that. And I just thought it was quite interesting, like when he talked about, so he played a role on Atlanta, it was the Alligator Man episode.
Okay.
And that's a real life thing. Like Atlanta based off that final season on a lot of real life situations.
Okay.
But basically in the episode he was Ern, which is Donald Glover's character.
Okay.
He was his uncle or something like that. And he had to go there to escape for some reason. I can't remember the whole thing. But nonetheless, when you get to the house, the police is outside waiting, trying to get him. And he's like, if you come in here, I got an alligator here. I'm gonna let him out on your ass. And they was like, oh, he don't really got no alligator. Man, he let that alligator go and he ran out the back. Doop, 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 doop. Like he was out. So just to know like how much he invests into his craft, like I can definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely. Katt Williams, if you have a show, I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna spend the money. If I can do it for Kevin, I can do it for you. So
Listen, I'm trying to meet him up at the dispensary somewhere up in Nevada.
Lord, smoking with Katt?
Listen,
I might need some.
I would be
Dying.
in tears.
Yeah, listen, because he is
Could
funny.
you imagine?
And I'm gonna feel a little tall too.
I would listen, cause y'all probably about the same height for real.
You know he's short.
Listen, he a short man,
Yeah,
but he got a
elementary-
lot of heart.
Listen, he had an elementary schooler choke him out.
And that was the one thing that they said he did not talk about.
No, he didn't.
He didn't talk about it, but that
No.
crap was hilarious.
Listen, too funny. His hair was sticking up, and it was just bad. He was in
Listen,
the
bad for everybody.
Absolutely.
Listen, we ain't gonna let you forget that one. We ain't gonna let you forget that one. But yeah, guys, I can breathe.
That was a lot.
I feel like I was just talking. Like I can breathe, let it out. Cause listen, we had a lot to talk about. We
Listen.
always got a got a lot to talk about.
Ooh,
Two
we need-
sisters.
Listen, we
sisters.
need a shirt that says two sisters with a lot to talk about.
With a lot to talk about because we always got a lot to talk about.
Always.
Even if we don't talk until tomorrow, we still want to
Listen,
have a lot to talk about tomorrow.
That's a real story, y'all. We really be on the phone. Like, I be like, man, I got so much to tell
chatting
you.
down like we ain't just talked 5 hours ago.
Exactly.
But thank you all for tuning in to this crazy, wild beginning of 2024 episode.
Yes.
I hope y'all have been enjoying these antics so far.
Yes.
Because it's only going to go up from here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
I'm your host, Gold Chain Diva. This is my sister.
Miss BD, and y'all already know I'm not saying it no more. That's what a Z.
And if you want to find me on social media, my Instagram name and all other platforms is goldchain__diva, and my sister
Miss BD MZ_BD, and that's on all platforms.
Yep, and I think we might have said this on one of the episodes before, but I'm just going to give it a sneak little, a little shameless plug at the end. We're trying to start offering promo spots for people who have businesses or different services that they're trying to offer, and they want to promote themselves to the Central Pennsylvania, Baltimore, ATL, because I got fan base. We got fan base everywhere.
All right. Yeah.
So, we're trying to promote y'all. We're going to give it to y'all for the low. Hit me up if y'all interested in the prices. But we just looking for people who want to, write up a little 10-second, 30-second at the most drop. And we promote it right here on the show.
Absolutely. Hit us up, y'all.
So, thanks for tuning in, guys. See you later.
Bye, y'all.